In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the exact funnel that's making Vinh Giang over here $1.4 million every single month. Now, if you know Vin, he's a speech coach and an absolute master at communication. So he teaches people how to communicate more efficiently. But I also wanted to show you what the technical systems behind his success are, because even though you can catch people's attention and retain the attention and get them to know, like, and trust you very well with your content because you are great at communicating, if you don't have the appropriate technical systems set up for success, then you are still leaving a lot of money on the table that you could just scoop up with the right technical systems. Now, who am I to even give my opinion about this? I am someone who helps online coaches grow and scale their business and optimize the technical systems behind their operations. And I've generated over 60K in doing that for my clients. So in this video, I'll essentially be going over his traffic, how Vin is getting the right types of people to watch his videos, how he's nurturing them, almost sort of brainwashing them into believing him, trusting him, and feeling like he's their friend who wants the best for them, and how he's then eventually converting them and getting them to pay him money. Because at the end of the day, that's what's keeping his business running, and that's what is allowing him to put out so much of this high quality content and high quality advice and high quality help. All right, let's get into it. So Vin has a lot of followers. Of course, he's one of the biggest guys when it comes to speech coaching. And what's very notable is that he's not only focusing on short form platforms like Instagram, like TikTok or Facebook, but he's also extremely big on YouTube and has a very active email list of almost 1.5 million subscribers, 1.5 million email subscribers. Now, those 12 million followers, 8.9 of them are on short form platforms, which is great for virality, which is great for getting new people to see him and watch his content. Whereas he has 2 million followers for long form content like YouTube, where people are engaging more in depth with his content, where they get to know, like, and trust him. So let's start with short form content because it's the most evident, it's the easiest to go over. Let me just quickly enhance that. All right, so he has almost 5 million followers on Instagram, and his profile is optimized to the T. He's not only conveying credibility with his bio, but also nurturing his leads by directing them to other social platforms, where some people might put a link tree in their bio and therefore confusing their viewers. And directing them to their other social platforms that way. Vin has found a way where he just created a highlight of all of his socials, and people can find his socials through the Instagram highlights feature rather than cluttering his bio links with random link trees. Beside that, he also has some other nurture elements like his personal podcast and promotion in his Instagram highlights. So if someone didn't know what his online course was, he's very great at giving people clarity what his courses are about, what people are going to learn, what the benefit is for them. So if you take a look at, for example, these stories over here, he's sitting in front of a camera and going over the course's features, what it means for you if to take the course, and what you essentially get out of it, all the benefits. And then lastly, you have the lead magnet, which is evidently free training, where people can watch more of his content and immerse himself in Vin's world. Now, he has a very strategic approach to his posts as well. Not only his pinned posts, but also every single post that he's posting has a very thought through pattern. In his pinned posts, he's revealing the pain of the viewer. So it means if someone is unaware that communication is limiting their career prospects and limiting their performance at work or limiting their income, it's a very subtle process. But for example, in the first video, he's talking to a student who didn't know why they are struggling with communication. And it was essentially because they did not talk enough when they were a child, and they copied their parents who maybe were not really great at communication themselves. And revealing this problem allows him to draw in more viewers and to draw in the people so that they can come closer and start listening to his advice, because he was the person that helped them understand what's limiting them. So this is why when you're the person revealing the problem, then you will also most likely be the person who is able to resolve it in someone's mind. So that's like a very interesting aspect of Vin's content, that he's constantly revealing new pains, new problems when it comes to your communication skills, how it's limiting your life, how it's limiting your career, your personal prospects, and even your family life, your connection with other people. And then he's able to help people resolve that problem. I really like this guy because of his friendly attitude and how he's constantly helping people understand instead of just bashing them on things that they didn't even know were problems. But coming to his whole Instagram feed, he's getting a ton of views. Now, I have to admit that communication problems have been on the rise for the past couple of years because of COVID and the lockdowns, the pandemic, and also because of the simple fact that more and more people are working from home, not engaging in social interaction that often, they become less engaged. So obviously more people are struggling with communication problems. That's also why I myself bought Vin's course. And you can see how well Vin is catching people's attention. For example, talking on stage versus talking in real life. This is more of like a broadly oriented video. Your variety of speech, how that influences how people perceive you. And what you can say instead of, I don't know, a lot of people struggle with that. I would dare say everyone struggles with that to some extent. So the way that Vin structures his short form content is essentially by following basic marketing principles. This is the top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel structure that he's using. On the top of funnel, he's posting more relatable videos, which are not necessarily only oriented towards people actively trying to improve their communication, but are just attention catching to the general public. So for example, here's talking on stage versus talking on real life. This is something everyone can relate to. Everyone has done public speaking in their life or has done talking on some sort of stage, even if it's like the smallest room possible. And for example, in this one, he is reacting to how Dakota Johnson shuts down Jimmy Fallon on constantly interrupting her. Every single human being has been interrupted in their lives, and every single human being has also interrupted others in their lives. So this is why this video got 8 million views. Here, 2.6 million views. Why does your voice shake when you get nervous? Everyone can relate to this. This is the power of top of funnel. This is something that gets people to watch. A lot of people will know about Vin from these videos. Now, when someone is already engaged and you're already talking to them on your Instagram feed, they're already following you, so to say, then you have the opportunity to get them down to middle of funnel. And middle of funnel is more of like tactical advice. So if someone is already conscious that their communication is somewhat limiting their career prospects, their personal life, then they will find it incredibly helpful if you're just helping them. So here, the variety of speech. So helping people understand how the variety in the rate of speech will influence engagement, make people pay more attention to you, and how that can help you actually become more successful in your business or in your job for that matter. And here, for example, he's talking about the vocal image that anyone can have. Now, you'll notice that these videos tend to have lower views than the ones above, but it's completely normal because these videos are not made for the general public, for the masses. These are made for people who have already gathered intentionality with their purpose and already want to improve their communication skills. Now, from here, once someone has already, gotten to know you, so this is the know you part. They've already gotten some technical info from you. So here's where they get to like you and trust you. Then you can make call to actions to your products. This is then bottom of funnel, where you actually let people know about your products and let people know what sort of testimonials you have. What are the case studies? What sort of credibility do you have? Now for Vin, it's a very special case because when you're communicating and you're selling communicating, then people know exactly, they see it. So they can hear you, how well you communicate and how well you keep people's attention. So it's a very unique scenario that Vin is in, but that shouldn't keep you from recognizing that this system is what allows Vin to make over $1.4 million every single month. Because from here, then in the bottom of funnel, he actually just calls people out that, hey, join me in the Stage Academy, in my online course where I'm going through the vocal foundations, where I'm teaching you how to vary the rate of your speech and how to have a vocal image that's better than the one that you're having currently, quite frankly. So in summary, this is what he's doing for short form content. Obviously, he has a couple of other conversion aspects to his system, but let's go on with long form, because his long form is just as pronounced as his short form is, with almost 2.5 million followers. Most people just focus on short form because it's easy, right? It's very short to make, it's very quick to make. Barrier of entry is very low. But many people forget that if you have 2.4 million YouTube subscribers, those people will trust you and like you so much more than just people who watch 60-second clips of you. So let me break down the 3 stages of Vin's YouTube content. First, again, it's the top of funnel, where he's building a personal connection with people. It's less related to communication, more related to general things in life, social connections, how to network and stuff like that. So how to defeat social anxiety, how to network like the top percent, and how Vin conquered his fear of speaking up. All of these have a lot of views, and you can see that these aren't necessarily about communication. These are building a personal connection with the viewer, with the subscriber that Vin has. Then we go to middle of funnel, where he's giving tactical advice. So videos like 7 powerful storytelling secrets, where he's actually giving tactical, actionable advice to his viewers, and 5 secrets to communicate with more energy, more confidence, how to fill these 5 buckets, whatever that may be, but you can watch the video if you want to. So this is his middle of funnel, giving more tactical advice, giving very strategic steps for people, actionable advice. Then you can get to his bottom of funnel, which is direct demonstration of competence. These are, for example, live coaching sessions, testimonials, and everything like that, where you have a direct proof that your stuff that you're selling works. So case studies do that, testimonials do that, and live coaching calls where you can actually participate in something that would normally typically be paid. Then you can see how well it actually performs. Now, one other thing that Vin is doing is he has pinned this particular video to his YouTube channel. It's the 13 years of communication skills and knowledge in 53 minutes. This is essentially going over his core foundational experience, his core foundational expertise in a sense, and it's a 53-minute video that not only gets people to know him, but also increasingly like him and trust him so that they can finally buy from him. Because when they go to the description, they get a couple of things. They get access to 1 webinar lead magnet, another webinar lead magnet, and then a lead magnet just by itself. These lead magnets are very special, and most people don't even know how to construct a lead magnet, so let's get into depth on how Vin is structuring his lead magnets in order to convert the most amounts of people and get everyone to trust him and like him without being this pushy, slimy salesman that you see all over the place. So let's start with the live masterclass. Here, when you go to this, obviously you get registered, you get a VSL page, a congratulations page, and then in the webinar itself, which will then be scheduled in your calendar and you'll get emails about it, then you can buy the Stage Academy course. So this is a very straightforward approach on doing webinars. And many people underrate a webinar, because a webinar in essence is not only a place where you can sell your services directly, but for example, I did register for one of these webinars. I just did not attend. And what happens if you don't attend the webinar? You still subscribe to his email newsletter. So he still gets your email. This is the reason why Vin has 1.4 million email subscribers, because he uses these webinars as lead magnets as well. So he's also gathering contact information in addition to having the opportunity to sell his services to people who appear on the webinar. In all of Vin's funnel, this is crucially important, right? He has 1.4 million email subscribers, and email is an owned audience, which gives him added leverage. So you have to think about it this way. When someone is just clicking on his YouTube video, clicking on his Instagram videos, then they are rented audience, what we call rented audiences, right? So they just watch one video and then essentially they just have the ability to hop off. But the second that someone subscribes to him and actually opts in to his email newsletter, they are owned audiences, because it is guaranteed that your email will land in their inbox. It's guaranteed that your email will be on the front page of their phone, so that when they open their phone, they've seen that Vinh Giang has sent them an email. So this is why owned audiences give you so much more leverage. And this is why it is said that one follower, one email subscriber is approximately equal to $1 per month of revenue generated. By the way, this is exactly why I also said that Vinh Giang has a $1.4 million funnel. Because although I don't have exact data on how much he is making, just by going off of this simple rule, $1.4 million per month is still very conservative. This is a very cool side benefit that many people just are blatantly ignorant to. But the second webinar that he's doing is Mastering the Art of Communication. You notice that although this is a live masterclass, this is not a live masterclass. This is just a masterclass. So in this case, you're not even getting a live masterclass. You're just getting a masterclass, which is a recording, where people, if they save their seat and they opt into one of the webinars, then they just get a recording. So he doesn't even need to record itself. In this webinar specifically, he's talking about the concept how reality is negotiable with communication, and he's guiding people through the journey, which is not only an informational journey, but also an emotional journey. Reality is negotiable, and communication separates you from the reality that you want to achieve. Now, evidently, this is a very powerful message, which Vin can convey much better than, for example, I can, because he's just such a wonderful communicator. But essentially from here, after you've watched one of his webinars, either the recorded one or the live one, and you've opted in for his newsletter, then you can buy the Stage Academy. But before breaking down the Stage Academy, let's get back to the free lead magnet. This is a 3-part video series, a 3-part lead magnet video series. Now you can see a couple of things standing out right off rip. So when he's starting his series, obviously you've already opted in to his newsletter. So again, 1.4 million followers, 1.4 million subscribers. The first video is about the powerful reframe. He's talking about how just getting by with your communication skills is worse than you think. It's impacting you more, and it's actually destroying your life without you even knowing. So this is setting the right mindset, the right tone going forward, and positioning communication as this holy grail of, human life, of human achievement, of the basis of your success. Now, once he's established that truth, then he gets into the motivator mode, where he's talking about a change is within reach. That it's okay to feel a little bit hopeless in the beginning. It's okay to feel frustrated. It's okay to feel scared. Change is within reach. That's what he's telling you. And lastly, the third video is also talking about the professional advantage of communication. He's bringing this topic up multiple times, and you might ask yourself, so am I just communicating at my workplace? Well, not really, but when you're selling a course, when you're selling an investment opportunity, then being able to outline an ROI, a return on investment, which is, for example, an increase in your salary, a new business deal that you are able to close because of your communication skills, is very beneficial to get people over the edge and get people to actually opt into your course. From here, he has laid out the red carpet, and he's able to get people in the course by not only showing them student testimonials, but also having them convinced, having their beliefs shifted so that they can pay either upfront or in installments for his Stage Academy course. Again, I want to stress this. The big part of Vin's success is coming from him positioning communication as not only something that you do in daily life, not only something that is like menial, but something that also determines your financial success. So here as well, how much is the way you're communicating costing you? So what's the cost of your inaction, of not being able to improve your communication? What does that actually cost you in your life? Now, the Stage Academy, I have to say it's an incredible course I've bought in myself, and I thoroughly enjoyed all the materials. Although I'm still studying, I'm still just a student. I am nowhere near where I want to be or where I'm supposed to be. But essentially, whenever you opt into the Stage Academy, you get the opportunity to upgrade. So look at this page. So whenever someone is buying, many people would just have them buy a digital product and then just leave it like that, and then they have paid you money, then you are happy. But no, in Vin's case, he actually opts to upsell people to the Stage Virtual Masterclass, where Vinh Giang, where you will join other students live on Zoom for 2.5 hours each day for 5 consecutive days. Now, obviously, this is a great upsell because it's bringing in more money upfront and giving him more opportunities to connect with his audience even more and deliver better client results because they commit to more live sessions. Now, if that wouldn't be enough, because we are almost done, so we have already went over his short form content, how he's structuring that, how he's structuring his long form content and getting people to believe him, how he's shifting beliefs. If that wasn't enough, he also is a keynote speaker where he's charging around $20, $30, $40, $50,000 per speech. And he also does in-person workshops, which he just recently posted on his story, that he'll be having his next one in Sydney, Australia. And this is a 2-day immersive experience, probably extremely high ticket. I would guess it's around 3, 4, 5, 6, 7K to attend one of these workshops. So this is also an added revenue stream for Vinh Giang. All right, this was my breakdown of Vinh Giang's $1.4 million funnel. And if you found anything of value in this video, then, do the YouTube things, subscribe, like, stuff like that. And if you're an online coach, consultant, or online therapist who wants to grow and scale their business with systems such as the ones that I went over this video and more, then go down below to schedule a free funnel audit session with me. And if you have any questions regarding your business, how to implement these systems, or what sort of other systems are most useful for your specific business, then you can also text me on Instagram. Just DM me the word build and we'll brainstorm a plan that works best for you. Just to write it out over here, DM me the word build. There we go. So DM me this word and we'll brainstorm a plan for your coaching business and how you can grow it. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.